Welcome into the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. We've got some big news, at least it appears to be news, nothing official, but looks like Eric Bieniemy could be returning for the 2022 NFL season. My oh my, as the rumors, the buzz continue to shift here. Matt Verderame of Fansided, who's kind of become one of the go-to guys for Chiefs reporting these days, tweeted this just a little bit ago. Per source, the Chiefs anticipate Eric Bieniemy will return as their offensive coordinator. Contract isn't signed yet, but belief is it will get done. Chiefs supported Bieniemy as he interviewed with the Saints, among exploring other opportunities, but also want him back. As I reported, Bieniemy and Reid had their meeting in an informal fashion while Reid was in California. Should Bieniemy find a better fit, he could still take it, but again, the Chiefs anticipate he'll return for 2022. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit surprised it's kind of shifted this way. Now, nothing's official like Verderame said, but as of late, I've said I think it's less than 50-50 that Bieniemy will return. Obviously, there was that bombshell report from the Chiefs Kingdom Editorial Board that came out last week. Who knows how true that was at this point. But I am a bit surprised that things have shifted in this direction. I can't lie. What is your one-word reaction to Eric Bieniemy likely returning for next season? Do you like it? Are you surprised? Are you shocked? Not surprised? Let me know. What is your one-word reaction to Eric Bieniemy likely returning? My reaction is I am surprised, but I wouldn't say I'm shocked. I still thought this was a chance. I thought it was weird, especially once that article got taken down by the website. They maintained their sourcing, but they did take it down. That's always kind of a bit of a red flag. So, surprised but not shocked that it looks like Eric Bieniemy could return. Now, I do want to talk a little more about that article and just kind of speculate and kind of wonder, was there any truth to it at all? I still have to think that there was at least a sliver of truth because they had direct quotes, direct, specific things that happened. They either are really creative with what they're able to make up, or there was at least some truth to it, especially considering Patrick Mahomes never came out and disputed any of it. And by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I broke this down on a video last week that a bombshell report from the Chiefs Kingdom Editorial Board, which is a social media account and a site online, and they basically outlined beef between Bieniemy and Mahomes and kind of some trouble in paradise, if you will, among the offensive coaching staff. How accurate do you think that report was last week? We'll scale it 1 to 10. 1 or 0 being not at all. It was all fake news. 10 being it was 100% accurate. I mean, maybe it was like a 4, like there was enough truth to kind of give you pause, but not enough to say we want nothing to do with Eric Bieniemy. Maybe it's in that range, considering it looks like they're going to bring him back. Guess for us, how accurate was that report last week? Here's what I'll say. I think Andy Reid, this is if Bieniemy returns, by the way. I think Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Eric Bieniemy need to clear the air publicly. Not just behind closed doors, publicly. Release a joint statement. Do a press conference. I don't care what it is, but this needs to be cleared up. This can't just be like, we just won't talk about it. We'll re-sign him, but we won't even release a press release that we've brought back Bieniemy, and it'll just go away. It ain't going away from me. I need to hear something directly from the head coach, probably from the quarterback as well, in support of Eric Bieniemy returning, because otherwise I'm going to think that there's still friction there, and to me that's a bad idea moving forward if there is major friction, even if it's minor friction. Come out, clear the air. Hey, we had some disagreements last year. We're all on the same page moving forward. Boom, boom. Wiping the slate clean. No big deal. I'd be fine with that. But until that happens, I'm at least going to be cautious moving forward. This is why you subscribe, because we cover all of the latest Chiefs news, rumors, updates, and a whole lot more. We crossed 27,000 subscribers a couple days ago. Appreciate you guys. Let's get to 28K as soon as possible. Hit that big red button. We keep this channel free so we can inform you guys on a daily basis. Subscribing is the best way to support. Okay, so Bieniemy returning. Looks like that could be happening here. Definitely momentum shifting in that direction after Matt Verderame's report earlier this morning. And like I said, and like we've kind of outlined here, this kind of comes on the heels of rumors and reports over the last week or two of, friction, him not getting along with Mahomes, his inability, is he the play caller, is he not? All kinds of accusations out there. But what is been reported is that him and Andy Reid met and, by all accounts, had a good meeting. I'll say this. I'm fine with Eric Bieniemy returning. and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but Patrick Mahomes has to sign off on it. If this is one of those where Andy Reid's like, Bieniemy's my guy, I trust him, we'll figure it out with Patrick later. I'm sorry, when you pay your quarterback $450, $500 million, he has to be involved in these kind of decisions. Like, he has to sign off on the offensive coordinator. So he's got to be cool with it. If he's not, you can't bring him back. So that's what I'll say on that front. If he's back, I'm going to assume that Mahomes is cool with everything. He's ready to proceed. But I found it pretty interesting that Mahomes didn't take to Twitter to denounce the Bieniemy rumors, but he didn't hesitate at all, which I get it. It's his family when it came to the Britney stuff and the Texas Tech basketball game and all that stuff. He didn't waste any time there, but when the Bieniemy bombshell report came out, silence from Patrick Mahomes. So I think it's worth mentioning at the end of the day. Are you, Chiefs Kingdom, okay with Eric Bieniemy returning if he indeed does return? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get your votes in the comment section. Are you okay with Eric Bieniemy returning? Again, I'm okay with it, but only if the quarterback is cool with it, because if not, it doesn't make any sense at the end of the day. So give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no. Speaking of the quarterback, we've got some Mahomes red jerseys available for just $89.99. Pick one up today at chatsports.com/MahomesRed, chatsports.com/MahomesRed. Get yourself a brand new jersey for the 2022 season, and you can rep it all off season long. Now, the next part of this is if Bieniemy returns, curious to see who calls plays. Is it going to be Bieniemy? Is it going to be Andy Reid? Combination of the both. Kind of feels like there was a combination this past year. Be curious to see what comes out of that. And I think that's something that should be very clear from this team as well. Like, just make that public knowledge. Bieniemy's the play caller, Reid's the play caller, that's it. Like, that stuff needs to be clear moving forward because you want to keep your quarterback happy. And Patrick Mahomes, we talk about all the time the type of start of a career he's had. The one thing you don't want is for him to not be on the same page with what you're doing. So I think he's the key at all this. If he's cool with him coming back, great. If he's cool with Bieniemy calling plays, no problem. But if there's hesitation on his end, I think that that's something you better weigh very heavily as you proceed moving forward, because this is a team that's ready to win right now. Like, you are in a win now mode with this quarterback, with some of these skill players, with this offensive line being revamped. So that is what I would say on that. I do want to bring back one quote from that article from the Chiefs Kingdom Editorial Board. It's really a sequence that they reported from the AFC Championship game against the Bengals when the Chiefs melted down. This sequence, they claim, happened. Bieniemy called in the play. Andy Reid said, no, run this. Bieniemy said, what the fuck? Kafka, who's now with the Giants, the pass game coordinator and the quarterback's coach for the Chiefs last year. We're blowing this game, but then Mahomes apparently on the sideline said, call the fucking play or I will. I'm having trouble getting past this because that sequence right there outlines dysfunction, at least a little bit. So, again, I don't know what's true, what's not from that article last week, but Mahomes didn't come out and deny it. I think that's at least something worth mentioning, but according to Matt Verderame, things are positive between Bieniemy and the Chiefs, and that they anticipate him returning next season. So we'll see what happens on that front. But it's been a whirlwind, and we'll continue to have you guys covered here on the #1 Chiefs channel on YouTube. That is the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys tuning in. More to come as we get more updates.